Alright, here we go. Today we are going to go over life and how to compel people to come in. Many times I think we don't understand what we are doing, what we're looking at. We get brought up in these, you know, churchianity places that tell us you just bring them all to the hospital, you bring them all to the church, you bring them all to this, and that's fine and dandy, and that pastor's going to take care of them. But that's not what the scripture says. Clearly, it's not what the scripture says. Because those people that you meet on the first day or the second day, you may call it Monday or Tuesday or whatever, that if you meet them on that second day and they have a terrible week, they may go and forget totally about it. Or they may go and just say, hey, you know what? I don't have to worry about this because my life's better. But either way, why should they have to wait until next Sunday? Why should they have to wait until whenever that church door is open? If we are Israel, which we are, if we are the assembly, if we are the children of light, then why can't they have light that day? Why do we have to wait for the pastor? Why do we have to? Because we don't see this in scriptures. See, a lot of people are doing things the wrong way because they think, well, I'm going to give you a card and invite you to church. Well, again, if that's, if they got all the time in the world and they make it that long, then maybe that could help. But as being the light bearers, if you will, if we are the light of the world, then why can't we? I know your pastor probably tells you, oh, just let me, hand out the church cards and the church flyers and all that. But no, actually, the way this is supposed to work, the same way we seen with Yeshua, right? The same way we see with Adam, that Adam was perfect until he sinned. Yeshua was perfect, and he sent out his disciples to be perfect. So we should be doing the exact same thing. We should be telling people life. The kingdom of Yahweh is life. How do I find life? Through the Son, Yeshua. And when we speak to them, we're speaking of life. We don't have to just speak of some pastor, some guy they may never meet, some guy they may not get along with. All these things, we're replacing, if you're not very careful, we're replacing the whole way it's supposed to be done with a different gospel. The Besorah, the good news is, you can know Yeshua today. You can be immersed today. You can come and find out the truth today, right? So this is where that we find out what's going on. This is where we find out how to do these things, right? Now, I'm sharing this on here because I think this might be a better platform. I can actually see chats and things like that instead of, not being able to see them. And another thing is, I know a lot of times what we're doing is just completely wrong. A lot of times we have to step out of our comfort zone. We really do have to step out of that in order to save life. And what I mean by that is just like what we see. Exodus 14:14, Yahweh shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. A lot of times we don't understand. We let Yahweh fight our battles. We let Him take vengeance. Instead of telling people what we think and how they should do and all these things, we submit to them. Here's the kingdom of Yahweh. This is what Yahweh says. This is what Yahweh's word says. This is what He chooses for me and what He chooses for you, right? He wants you to have a life and more abundant life. That's what He really wants for you. People want to blame Him for everything that goes wrong in their life. And if you're not careful, churchianity is a part of that because they're right there saying, well, the devil, the devil, the devil, and everything that happens in their life is the devil. But I would submit to you that just maybe you had a flat tire on your way to Sunday church, so you wouldn't go there, so you wouldn't fight with them, so you wouldn't argue with them, so you wouldn't carry on the family feud, so you wouldn't do the things that are not of the kingdom. I know that might sound horrific for some people that thinks that's the reason why, and it's the devil fighting them, but really, it might be he's letting those things happen so you will come to him, right? You have to come to the king on the king's terms. And I think we have forgotten this so terribly, terribly bad in the churchianity. We've forgotten our role. We have lost our place. We think it's all some pastor's job while we sit on the pew and we get the praise for bringing, right? I want to testify. I brought in 3 people this week and they're right there. And whatever their names are, what was your name? Them people sitting right there. They're the reason why. And we start putting these things on us like they're crowns, like we did something great. But did we do anything? Did we help? Did we feed the poor? Did we help the needy? Did we help the people that we're supposed to be helping? And I know sometimes they don't want it, right? Some of the saddest things that I can find is people that don't want to be healed, that don't want the truth. They want to wait until they're ready, right? And, I hate to say it, but the grave is full of good intentions. But there are a lot of people that want to wait until they're ready. When I'm ready to give it to the kingdom, I'm going to give it to the kingdom. When I'm ready to give it up, I'm going to give it up. But until then, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. So sadly, we have to speak this life to others. We have to give them life. We have to talk of life. We have to speak of life. Because if we don't give them the scriptures, then what are we going to do? How can we possibly show them anything that's even resemblance to life if we don't do the right thing? Right? And a lot of that is what we find, is what we do, is what we live, how we do everything. Right? It just makes no sense if we don't do everything the correct possible way that we're supposed to do it. And I mean exactly that correct possible way. And sadly, a lot of times we don't. We find ourselves doing things that we shouldn't do. We find things in businesses that we don't even belong in. And we find ourselves a part of things that we don't even need to be a part of, right? And sadly, a lot of other things promote that. They promote what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and how we're going to get to it. But we forget the scriptures. We forget what he says, right? Yahweh your Elohim, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you. This is Deuteronomy 1:30. According to all that he did for you in Egypt, before your eyes. If we're not careful, we miss all the things that he says to do. We miss all the things that he said, right? So we have to do what he says to do the way he says to do it. So I hope this has helped. I hope this has showed, I hope we can get people to the kingdom. And I hope we can understand we don't have to be, the greatest. We don't have to be the greatest, looking for the greatest, as long as we're doing our part. As long as we're doing what we're supposed to do. Right? Shalom, sister. And this is the greatest thing, the greatest thing that we can give is our life. And I think we forget about that. It's sometimes it is a sacrifice. Sometimes it is hard. Sometimes it costs us, but it cost him everything, right? So we have to know in doing what we're doing, we're giving our all. And giving our all is the way the kingdom's done. That's the way he's always wanted us to do it. That's the way he said to do it. And that's what he did himself. So why should it be any different for us? Well, I want to go and do it my way. I want to go and live my life. Well, that's how the world does what they do. And that's how the world lives their life. And that's the way Hollywood and all that does what they do. It's not kingdom life, right? So until next time, may Yahweh bless you, may his countenance shine upon you, and may he grant you life. Shalom, Yahweh's blessings. And again, keep up the good work. And if you're not a part of that, then become a part of it. Give your life, dedicate it to Yahweh and what His will is, whatever that may be. There's many opportunities. He is an equal opportunity, right? And you never know what He would have you do. And some people, just like this, you know, no telling where your life will go. But I guarantee you, it will be better than what you planned, and the kingdom life will be far better than what we ever even can comprehend. We know battles, we know problems, we know strife, we know hate, we know wicked worldly ways, but that is nothing compared to what the kingdom is going to be like. And realize there is going to be no wickedness there. There ain't going to be none of that. So all these people that love wickedness here, why would there be a place for them? Because they don't like that type of lifestyle, right? So again, Yahweh bless you. Have a great and wonderful night, a great and wonderful evening. Yahweh's blessings. If you need anything, then please let us know. Like I said, I like this platform, I think, better than the other one. It seems like I can put these little ticker tapes and these little things up and names up and all that, and I just like the way that works. I've been trying to do this for years, actually, so I hope this will be a better platform than the Zoom and the other. It still goes out to many other platforms, the Facebook Live, and to YouTube, which is awesome. So, until next time, choose life. Yahweh bless you. Thank you very, very much for listening, for watching. May Yahweh bless. Shalom, shalom.